It's Shannon.
Hello, and that's the Good with Shannon Live.
It's Shannon.
Because you don't know how it's going to turn out.
It's Shannon. It's Shannon.
My kids empowered me to get out.
What's going on with this remote learning and in the midst of COVID?
Working for different elected officials, learning and understanding how to put the community first.
Hi, and welcome to Keeping It Real with Shannon. Thank you so much for joining us today, this evening, rather. So I want to say hello to my co-host today, Dr. Vanessa DeDanzine, and our special guest joining us, Sion Moore. He's a licensed FID developmental instructor, and he'll tell us later what FID is. But welcome to the show, Sion. How are you?
I am wonderful. Thank you for having me on. I'm in your graces for acknowledging me and what I'm doing with my organization, and you ladies giving me time to chat with you about it.
Absolutely. Well, we have an interesting topic because we're going to be talking about chess, learning discipline through playing chess. Now, that's unusual way of getting disciplined because, you know, we are used to getting disciplined by getting a lick. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I'm from a West Indian background, so I'm definitely I'm definitely familiar with the lick.
Exactly. You know, I would discipline with either that look or lick or whatever.
Trust me, I know what it goes, and I can definitely understand what you're saying. But funny that you say that. There is a lot of studies now being made and coming out based off of math tests being shown to be affected by chess. So now they're starting to notice that, hey, we're also noticing behavior in certain kids are improving when we see that they're introduced to this game. And whenever you're ready, we could talk more about it. But it's wonderful, and you will see more reports and more studies coming out with the actual connection of behavioral and games like chess, or strategy games like chess.
Well, I know just by talking to you, you are really into this chess playing. So, you know, when I was speaking to you earlier, I was, I wanted to get your opinion also, like, because this is going to feed in to the chess. Like, our young people today is out of control. That's number one. Just like, say, for instance, I don't know if you saw the case, heard the news today about these kids terrorizing these senior citizens in their building.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, you don't have any. Where did you get this from that you think you can terrorize seniors? You know, where's this behavior coming from? You know, where are the parents in all of this? I mean,
so one thing I love about chess, it's one of those classic, still reality board games. You know, I say a lot of tablets and electronical devices, and I start to wonder, do kids really understand that there's a difference between reality and virtual reality and digital reality, and even these stuff and these challenges and things that people are putting up there? Do you understand that there's a difference? And that's what I love about chess. You're physical on the board. You're touching these pieces. You're moving them. You're deciding how that piece is going to mature, how that piece is going to make it through this game. And it's a physical connection, you know? And even though you can play chess digital, and I teach sometimes digital, I still love coming back to the board. Even when I give my students problems, that I tell them, go home, go to your board, set up the problem, and move it physically. Understand what's happening physically. So I don't think a lot of our young adults are thinking past their reactions and even thinking about cause. They're thinking about the excitement that is made from the action. Never are they thinking about what comes afterwards. And I see that in my chess game. When I first teach kids how to move pieces, they attack and attack and attack, and they're not thinking about if their piece will be taken back right away. Is that piece worth more? Was it worth it? Did you have a way to win the game instead of attacking?
Well, absolutely. Well, you know, Sion, we know chess is not a new sport, a new game to the masses, but it's not recognized. It's not readily like recognized in certain communities. So how do we bring our kids to understand what chess is, just the game of chess itself, and the effect that it can help them in terms of being reactive,
Right.
having discipline. How do we introduce chess in our communities, particularly our Black and brown minority communities, where they may not be quite familiar with the game?
Okay, my first thing that I do when I want to throw a tournament in the neighborhood, I want to identify who are the chess players already. Because usually there's sprinkles of chess players. A lot of incarcerated men, unfortunately or fortunately, learn the skill of chess. A lot of retirees take up the time to say, okay, I'm going to learn a skill like that. They go to the park and end up learning. We have a lot of siblings. Sometimes you find younger siblings who are learning it in school now, and the older siblings like, really, you know how to play chess? So I believe once we identify who are the ones that are sprinkled in our community that already do, we can then connect people better and bring a community-based idea on chess that is not a game of you have to be a genius. It's the second that I tell people I play chess, they're like, what? What's your IQ? Da, da, da. And it's honestly, it's not really tied to that. I mean, chess, like any game, is following rules. I tell people, I feel like Monopoly have more rules than chess, you know?
That's where the discipline comes in it. You know,
exactly. It's the understanding what I can do with these rules, just like Monopoly, I guess. And that's why I love to show people that chess can be a springboard to other games, and it is a springboard to a lot of games, even these virtual reality games. A lot of the ideas come from the game of chess directly. So I believe that there is a lot of way to connect people, because like I said, once I find those outliers that's sprinkled in there that play and know or can bring a buzz to it, then I will use the connection of, hey, do you play Fortnite? Well, Fortnite is this a new way of chess. You got to raid somebody's fort. Just like chess, you got to raid your other opponent's fort. And you have to accomplish these goals instead. I can use those connections. Hey, you like anime? I use so many different things with my kids, and I keep them interested based off of what they are interested in. I don't force it down their throat in the traditional sense at all. I believe the most important thing people can learn from it is the idea of learning a process so heavy and then it becomes something simple. I always remind my kids, when you was learning to tie your shoe, it sounded like 18 steps. You got to turn this and you have to hold this and flip it over here. And it was so complicated for you. Then I said, everybody tie your shoe while you're looking at me. And they go down there. I said, look at that. It takes consistent practice, and that's the same thing that they end up learning with their chess game when they start saying, "Oh, I checkmated in 10 moves instead. I checkmated in 12 moves." And
right,
that's
challenging themselves.
Little goals that we can set inside of the parameter of the games is unreplaceable.
So you have a group of young people that you work with. We have a picture of where you're working with some of the students in your program. So
So this is a program that I fund in Dominican Republic. My coworker at my position at the charter school, he's a international master, right? So he knows a lot of grandmasters and stuff from his federation. And he always inspires me with this story about always wanting to come to America, but he had to learn chess and magazines and stuff. Simple things that I feel like my organization could bring to his country, and it would impact so many kids so broadly. And once he brought the idea to some of the foundations down there, they were on board. We went ahead and funded a tournament. The pictures that you were seeing was the result of our tournament and the result of kids coming out. And the tournament, we probably had 2 weeks to promote. The kids came out, they participated, we gave them snacks, they all got prizes, and everything that they got, they appreciated from the bottom of their heart. I had a wonderful time, and my organization is actually sponsoring several kids. So I would love to come back at another time and give you guys update on what these kids that have plans to come here and be a part of what we are, be a part of our community, and show you guys the progress that they've obtained.
Yeah, because we certainly appreciate what you're doing, because I want to find out a little bit more about now. so many kids that you deal with, most of them probably is like, school kids coming from the different schools or whatever like that.
Right.
But have you ever worked with any of the kids that was having, problems and, getting into trouble, just don't know how to behave, that they came through the program and playing chess, they changed their behavior to know that that's not the route to go, that there is another way that you can use your energy besides getting into trouble?
So we haven't dealt with any preteens as of yet, but I do deal with kids from the 5th to 8th grade level. A lot of my students, and I have
a lot of them is bad too, so it doesn't matter the age, because they start from kindergarten.
Yeah. I mean, but I feel like in my experience, it doesn't get too bad as it can with the preteens, because the preteens bring in a lot of extra outside things that can cause like even their thoughts of how powerful they are and what they can do in the classroom. It becomes a whole nother thing. But with the 8th graders, it does get to that level where you have to remind them. First of all, when I have most of the bad ones, or the ones that we would say are the juvenile type, they always try to put a defense to playing chess. I don't need this, I don't want to. And my approach is, fine, I'm gonna show you how much fun I'm gonna have with everybody else. You're still scheduled to be here. You're gonna sit here. You're gonna find something else to do that's proper and that's okay. But everybody else, we're gonna have fun. And I make it fun. I'm challenging everybody. I'm acting like I can't play. Oh my God, I'm betting little snacks for them. And it's just reminding them, just like all of our parents had to remind us at times, like the things that you're provided is it's not something that you should take for granted. And it's not something that you should expect. It's something that you should take advantage of, especially when you see it right in front of you. You understand? So how the changes, to answer your question, the changes that I've seen in students, and I've gotten feedback from parents, because the best thing is to know that you see changes in your level, in your eye view, but when you get in the feedback that at home they're seeing the difference, because instead of him arguing with his brother on the game all day, he's practicing chess notions. We started a system of giving out chess dollars. I had bought a bunch of fake dollars. You can do this much puzzles, you get a chess dollar. And then after you get a certain amount of chess dollars, I go to BJ's, buy a big box. You come like a store. I want to buy this for my friend. I'm buy this for myself. It teaches them so many things, and it encompasses so many rules and things I want them to learn for life, more than chess. I want chess to be an add-on tool that they use to analyze, troubleshoot, and properly adjust themselves.
Well, hold that thought, Sion. We're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back.
I'm so sorry.
It's Shannon. It's Shannon.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping, and I can't let this happen to my kid. So if you want to talk to your kids, you have to get it trending.
No, you're doing it wrong.
Let's go.
Can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
We're back. Oh, we want to say hi to Kat and Diane for joining us tonight. Thank you, ladies. Now, before we went to break, Sian, I see you so passionate about chess. That's really nice to be passionate about something that you really, really like. So let me ask the question, because we were talking about the parents and stuff, because I think, I know parents are working. Sometimes they work in 2 and 3 jobs, and sometimes, the kids are just raising themselves or whatever. But to get back to the parents, do you feel that parents should really try to find some kind of type of game, even if it's not even chess, to get their kids involved in that some type of game that they can stay focused on, just like with chess teaches them discipline, focus, behavior. Like this would kind of help, give them balance. So this way they won't think about running the street all the time.
I definitely do. That's another reason why when I made my company, I called it Thought Patterns. I didn't call it Chess Family because the idea is I want to build an organization that's helping the mind, helping how your patterns in your brain works. So I believe any enrichment, any skills, and I say skills in the broad sense because I know my daughter, she started drawing and it took off and she started drawing big, and her grandmother who's retired now takes painting classes with her, and I think that's so cute, but it's also a bond that they're growing. They're both getting better at it together, and it's something that they're sharing together, and I think it's my daughter even started her own little company and she's doing portraits on the spot. So I think any skill, and that a kid is not forced, but encouraged to take on, to learn how to master, the confidence, the ability to push forward is what kids in our community need more. I'm a guy who believes so strong on, like I said, mental health of our kids because I understand how tough from so many different places and layers it can be. You can feel so caught up by not only your skin color, not only your gender, not only your race, not only your background, not only where you grew up from, not only how you talk, not only how your hair looks. It's so many things, and our kids need these activities that will push them on a daily to deal with wins and losses, with traumatic situations and overcoming them.
Now you said, Sion, about the skills. That I want to touch on the skill because I think it's so important. Just like you said, we need to start. We should watch our kids from the time they're born, and as they grow up, they will kind of show you what they're interested in. So, because if you watch what they do a lot or what they really like, then you can now direct them and start guiding them towards whatever it is that you see they like. Because they always show you something that they like.
But Lottie, sometimes it can be maybe just what they see. But if you could introduce something like, you could introduce different activities to see how they react. Right, like a lot of kids, like chess is not everybody.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like dance, they could do. Right, if you see them like in the dance, like my granddaughter, when she would be in the house, right, she would be jumping across the furniture doing somersets and stuff like that, and you would be like, "Why are you doing that before you break your neck or something?" Well, but sometimes we would be outside and she was doing that. So then I told my daughter, I heard Gabby's. It was the mother or the grandmother talking when they asked her, "How do you know she wanted to do gymnastics?" And she said, "Oh, she used to be jumping on our couch. She would be outside." And I said, "That's the same thing my granddaughter be doing." And I told my daughter about it. I said, "We should take her to gymnastics and see if she really liked it." And we did. And now that's what she does. She's on the bars. She's jumping here. She's all over the place. She loves gymnastics.
I say that because kids will mimic things that they see. I'm talking about you don't see chess every day. So when you start introducing things to the kids, you can see how reactive they are to something new.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
That's right. I play chess. I don't play chess as a professional level. My son plays chess and he's good at it. So it is a discipline mechanism, but I was not introduced to chess. I mean, you knew of it when you played checkers, but you didn't know about chess, but once you get introduced to something and you get that, you love to like it.
You feel an accomplishment as well, right? Like I mastered something that not a lot of people can just come and say they master. I think.
Wait a minute. See, she didn't tell us that she played chess.
I love that surprise.
Listen.
She never told us she played chess.
This is what I'm saying.
Now that we know you play chess, what has changed you through chess?
Oh, great. Well,
Sion, get it. What have you learned through chess, and how have you changed?
Okay, well, I've developed discipline over the years and do different avenues, right? I have learned chess as an adult. So, but I like the game of chess. It's relaxing. You have time to strategize your next move. You try to think of what your opponent's thinking, what's their next move, or if you make this move, what they're going to do and how they're going to see it. Or if you have a move and then, dang, they're going to counter that move, so it's good. I mean, it's still a work in progress, and I play it occasionally. We have a chessboard, and it's just something you have to perfect. And it has a place in your mental psyche, because you have time to strategize, you relax, and you're in your zone, and you're in a place where you can just appreciate having that control of the game and how you can perfect it.
So it's a thinking game, so it makes you think.
But you heard her words of control, and I think that's powerful for our kids in the Black and brown community who don't really experience control in their life, right? Especially not on a physical level. And that's why I said maybe in their games they do, and maybe that's another reason why they're so drawn to their game. They're controlling something. But now I can get them a physical board, and I can teach them to play against adults, be on their adult level. And that's something that's, when you ask me about how do I get kids attractive, like the adolescents who don't really normally confined to normal things, I try to get them with the, hey, there's adults that you can play, and you can bet them things, and you can win and have fun with learning how to navigate this board. How? Show me. And there's always some reluctance, but once you show them the fun of trying to guess, like she said, guess your opponents, knowing that you got it right, knowing that you see all their good moves and you have a better move, it's a wonderful. And I think you two ladies were touching on what my program is trying to bring out most and bring back most is community centers. We need more community centers. Right. We need a place, like you both said, where these kids could come and experience a different array of things and then manifest what they like, show you more if she likes to jump around, or maybe she wanted to play football really while she was jumping around. But those places allow the kids to express themselves to us in ways that they're not taught, and they won't be able to be comfortable enough to do. Because
what I think, when you said that, see, I'm not cutting you off, but when you said that about the community centers and things, I think what it is also is that we do have places where kids can come. A lot of times they don't take advantage of the places they have to come. That's one. Two is sometimes they don't offer. They need to offer stuff like chess and other types of things that's not introduced to our kids. I'll just give an example real quick. Is that when in school, that's how I met Dr. Vanessa. She did a forensic class. The kids knew nothing about forensic because nobody ever told them anything about forensic. Because we always tell our kids, oh, go be a lawyer, go be a doctor, whatever. We never introduce them to things that they don't get into. Right. And that's what we need to start doing. Just like, you're talking about the chess, but I'm just saying we don't introduce them.
But that's why we have to hold these community centers accountable, because like the community center where my daughter was raised for a few years, I remember it was just like an open gym for grown men to come play ball. Sometimes the kids could run around. It has to be more funding. We have to have the community really care about getting these constituents and these people who's running for office to care about the quality. Why don't all the kids that's in there get a tablet? We have the funding to do these things, to get them all tablets, to get big screen TVs for a teacher to teach a lesson on a smart board, or for
Sion, the people that's running. I'm just telling you from experience to working where I work when you're talking about it. Because the person that they have running the center or involved is not creative enough to get out there and get the resources they need, because you can't wait for everything to be brought to you. You have to get out there and get people to give you stuff. There's resources out there, but we just won't step on out there and try to get it.
You're definitely right, and
it's out there. You can get people to donate stuff to you, but you have to tell them. If you don't tell them, they won't know you need the donation. So that's why you have to have a person in charge that has that get up and go, who want to make the center to be successful. So they're going to get up and find the resources they need to bring to the center.
But sometimes if you don't have a center, then maybe you can kind of like charter a space, like faith-based, some places in churches, other spaces, in the summertime, have a spot in the park where kids can come to, start learning the process. Because I know it's a big funding thing, and it's all about, the political aspect of it. But there's other ways that we can still get the message out, still engage the kids, and still have a viable, chess game.
But that's what we also have to learn, and you know that too. I don't care what we do, politics is involved. So you gotta learn how to. You better learn how to politic. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I am meeting people. I met Kimberly Gibson. I got her card. She's a very nice lady, borough president. Kevin Riley. I've also got his number, and I met with certain people, and I'm explaining to them, listen, the work that I'm doing in these other places, these are people that migrate to this community, right? So we have to make sure that we're building bridges with them. We got to make sure right here strong too, where they're springboard into. So let's make our area known for something more than just reckless kids.
And you need to be having a meeting with a Chancellor Banks. You need to get a meeting with the Chancellor.
I mean, if you want to help,
you need to get a meeting with the Chancellor.
You got to put it out there and let people know where they can find Sion.
I'm in the process of trying to put together a proposal. I know most of the time when they see a young black man, I will hope they expecting what I'm coming with. So I want to make sure I'm coming with everything I need.
So see, particulars. I'm saying that to you, particularly because you working with school kids.
Definitely.
And it's like an after school program. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Okay. So when you hook up with the schools, then you can get your program in the schools. Also PTAs at the school sponsors after school program and they have money that they give you to have. No, I'm giving you information now. I'm giving you information now. What you should do. I mean, you can always call me and we get some information. But I'm just saying,
definitely,
these are some of the things that's out there that you might not know about. That's why I say you need to be talking to the chancellor. They're getting ready to cut the budget there. They're getting ready to cut the budget. So that money they're cutting from taking up people's salary, they need to be putting it in the schools.
Right.
After school programs.
Okay.
All right.
I definitely appreciate all the background info. And like you said, I'm still going to hit you up when I need some more notes. But like I said, I'm a person that want to come totally correct. I got a grant writer that I'm talking to, a proposal writer. And I'm actually talking with a non-for-profit about merging and possibly getting able to get those grants that's non-for-profit and getting a building, getting a community center building going.
You need to protect your brand in the process. Yeah. So Lottie, how can we find Sion?
So
we have Sion, tell them how people can get in touch with you.
Okay, so
how can they contact you if they want to get in touch with you?
Well, I just started my company last year, and even though we did so much this summer, I'm still at the ground base building my brand. So I would ask everybody just to contact me on my email address. I can give it to Ms. Shannon.
We'll have it. His email is going to be posted because we're getting ready to end the show. So you will see it when it rolls up. We can end the show, or you can always email me and I can give you his information. But we want to thank you so much for coming on and introducing chess to us. And now that I know Dr. Vanessa plays chess, I may learn how to play so this way I can sit her down. Okay.
Next episode, I'm gonna have the board right next to me. She's gonna tell me her move, and we're gonna show the audience.
All right, now. All right. Thank you again, and thank you for joining us tonight. And thank you for tuning in. You can go to Facebook and watch the show. And you can also see us on YouTube. Go and subscribe to our YouTube and like our Facebook page. And you can always join us on Saturdays at Brick at 5:30 and Manhattan Neighborhood Network at 2:30. So, as always, we'll see you next time.
Today's show is sponsored by Abu's Bakery. If you have a sweet tooth, stop by Abu's Bakery for some delicious cakes and pies.
Do you like beautiful pictures for your home or your office? Then stop by Stage Watch Gallery. They have a large selection of pictures from around the world.
It's Shannon.